Hey guys, it's Spaces Sims, and we are back with more Butterflies Poison. Going to finish Majima's route today, because again, I didn't think it was going to end so fast. Kyoko's had some, but technically, okay, she technically only had one part. Hers was like two different routes in a way in her quote unquote section. One was just the truth route, really had nothing to do with her. And then there was Kyoko's ending. I'm not surprised hers was a little shorter, fine, but like, Majima's being the shortest, like, what the hell? I guess it kind of makes sense, because you don't need to build up the romance. It's long time romance, we're siblings, whatever. Although, I still just didn't expect it to be this short, but here we are. This is the final chapter, so this is probably going to be the end. And it's one of those, like, did we ever find out he's our brother? Like, I kind of, you know what I mean? And maybe they decided to go down the route of, like, not telling you or not showing your process of this discovery and coming to terms with it, because they kind of already did that in Mizuhito's route, even though he's not your blood brother. You grew up with him as a sibling, so, like, you kind of had to come to terms with, like, your feelings, and the people would look at us weird because they don't know that you're not blood related, and, like, whatever, you know what I mean? So you kind of already had to do that coming to terms with. So, like, redoing it again is like, yeah, okay, we already did this. But this is different. But I guess, well, no, because we knew we had a brother. We knew about it in that truth ending, but I don't think we realized it was Majima. You know what I mean? So it's like, so she's never, we've got all the pieces and we've put them together, but she's not gotten all the pieces in his ending, technically. Like, so it's weird. I don't know. So I don't know what they're going to do here, but we're going to find out. So anyway, Majima's final chapter. I think it was the beginning of a tremendously happy and equally painful ordeal. Oh, we're Majima! Sorry.
The young lady, Spacey, and I got married. Yes, I married my blood-related younger sister.
Okay, he's at least admitting it. I like that we're in his perspective right now.
Of course, she doesn't know, and I'll probably take the secret to my grave.
Oh, but come on, that makes it so much more fun. Yeah, but it's like, I guess part of the fun of the sibling route is the knowing and being like, it's so gross. Like, she doesn't know. So, like, it's only, like, wrong on Majima's part. I kind of wanted the wrongness, but it is what it is.
If I ever find someone trying to reveal the truth to her, I'll wipe them off the earth without hesitation. I will do anything to protect this happiness. Yes, I must be ruthless, more than ever, for the sake of my wife, my sister, the woman that I love.
It's a little fucked up, so I'm here for it. But okay. Are we gonna get, like, a sexy scene? Because I need that. You can't just be like, yeah, we got married, and okay. Alright, yeah, but, like, this is a porny game. I'm gonna need a little... obviously they took that. But you know what I mean. Still. Come on. Don't just imply it. I want to see this happen. I want to make it as awkward as possible. You're taking some of the awkward away from me, game. Come on. Anyway.
So, what did the organization say?
They said it's never been better. Even in the entertainment facilities and the concession, money's flowing. I'm sure those still can't contain their smiles.
They'll stay harmless as long as you let them inhale that appealing sap. The problem is the military. I'm going to Manchuria soon, but don't let your guard down. I want you to report in detail.
Understood. The war's about to start. We need to hurry before it does.
I know.
That's the plan.
The man wolfs down his beef hot pot, polishes off the last of his drink, and once he's had his fill,
gets up from his seat. I'm assuming we're still Majima. Yeah.
Sitting alone in the tatami room, I take sips of my tea. I still can't drink alcohol. Still find the smell unbearable. Absent-mindedly, I cast my mind toward the future. A big job is coming up. A war, huh? War's an ugly conflict where humans carve up countries to secure their own profits. War will continue to exist in this world as long as people do. Humans are demons, filthy with desire. They plunge forward on their own will to ruin. They're a lost cause.
I hope what we see... Okay, look, I don't normally like it when the games put, force babies on me, because I hate that. But there is a part of me that's kind of hoping, when Majima shows up home, is we pregnant, just so we're if you're not going to give me the porniness, at least obviously we're married, shit's happened. But, I need that slap in the face. Come on. Make it as inappropriate and horrifying as possible, game.
But I'm much more rotten existence, even when compared to those foul humans.
I'm
a child who was born out of a forbidden relationship. That's who I am. I think that I used to be oblivious to that fact. Until that man showed up.
Oh, see? Majima was happy minding his own damn business. Our father caused all of this. You know what I mean? If he had never found out, sure, none of this would have happened. He found out. But that doesn't mean he had to do anything. He could have just left it alone. But his anger and his, inability to control those emotions is what caused his entire downfall in every route. He got murdered off the bat, but now he's suffering because his daughter ran away, and the mother's like, it's my son, that's our brother, oh my god. And at some point, you have to imagine that they talked about it. That he forced it out of his wife. What is the deal? Why would you just... And then she's like, that's my son! But I wonder, I'm gonna guess the mother doesn't know that the father knows that she had a baby with her brother, but somehow, I feel like that's gonna come out, and it's just gonna eat them both up. Am I evil that I'm, kind of good? I kind of hope that's what's happening over there. Because you know what? They had good moments, but they were kind of terrible people overall, so. Anyway.
Until then, showed up.
Ooh. Oh, what is this? You demon! I finally found you!
The man bellowed, brandishing his sword and looking more like a demon himself.
I'll make sure to erase you from this world right this instant!
With a slash of his sword in my back, I thought I was going to die. Even with slash wounds of her own, my mother was still trying to protect me.
Aww.
I watched as she was being cut into pieces right in front of me.
That's even worse! I thought our father probably killed the family, but then I was wondering, how did Majima survive? But he thinks he killed Majima, but he did. Oh my god. I should have expected this, but, somehow I was just I'm sure he killed Majima's parents, but, Majima must not have been there or something. But, Or he was too young to remember, but nope.
Soaked in the pool of my mother's blood, I lost consciousness.
Well, our father was kind of an idiot for not finishing the job. I'm glad he didn't finish the job, but I'm just saying. You don't just assume because someone's eyes are closed that they dead.
When I came to, I found myself lying on a big bed in a castle-like manner. I also realized that my wounds had been looked after. By some miracle, I seem to have made it out of that catastrophe alive. It might have been because my mother shielded me with her body.
Aww.
Clearly, both my father and mother were dead. Murdered by that demon of a man. And the person who had saved me, the sole survivor, introduced himself to me as my biological father.
Mama's brother? Oh my god!
He said he'd buried my father and mother, who had died for my sake, in secret. In other words, he had erased my parents' existence without a trace, in order to conceal the sin of my parents' murder, and by extension, his own sin. That was the moment I started to grasp my true identity. A demon. That's why the man yelled at me. Indeed, I might be one.
You turned into one, but if you're gonna call a child a demon and all that shit, what do you expect? Alright, I guess I'll lean into it.
My real mother abandoned me as a child. Her fiancé turned into a murderer. And my real father deserted my parents' corpses and swept the murder case under the rug.
I could see why you would hate everyone.
And there I was, in the middle of those people. However, the madness didn't result in my death, but in the death of the innocent couple who raised me. As time passed by, I began to swear to myself that I would seek revenge. Revenge against what? Against everyone who was involved in bringing me into this world.
It's kind of sad because your father rescues you, but because he didn't, covered up. the deaths. It's not like he rescued you and then it was like somebody killed them, I'll take the child, whatever. He covered it up. Probably because, well, I know it's my precious beloved sister's fiance or husband, you know, that did this, right? Because were they married at the time? Majima did just say fiance, but it's like, I don't know the timeline if they were really, whatever, it doesn't matter. But anyway, brother's over here like, I want to protect my sister, and if I admit that the man who killed this kid's parents, if I don't hide the murder, if I'm like, oh my god, there was a murder, I'll take the kid and don't worry about it, whatever, and you don't have to admit it's your child, you can just be like, I'll take care of the child. Oh, and the person who killed them, oh yeah, it was this guy, like, if they find out who he is, then that's trouble for your sister you love. So, like, he loves his sister more than the product of their love, their child. You know what I mean? Probably because he's like, you really shouldn't exist. But I mean, I did bang my sister, but like, that's your fault, not mine. You know what I mean? Like, but you're protecting your sister that you love so much by not having her husband arrested for murder. So, like, I mean, I can understand why Majima's a little pissed. Like, these people were raising me. I was happy. That fucker came and killed them, and you're just gonna pretend like they didn't exist because you want to protect the woman who abandoned me and her cunt of a husband that killed my people that weren't my real parents, but my parents, basically? Like, what the fuck? Like, poor Majima. Damn! You know what? Our brother-cousin has a perfect reason for all of this, and I don't blame him. My biological father said he was going to raise me, but by the time my wounds were healed, I ran away from him. I started doing everything one could possibly think of to survive. I kept my will to seek revenge close to my heart, and I felt no remorse preying on abominable humans. Before I knew it, I was knee-deep in the world of opium trading. I went to Shanghai and anchored myself to an underground organization. China was an opium haven. I made a lot of money by establishing smuggling routes. Of course, I kept my mind fixed on my revenge in everything I did. It was my driving force in life, so much so that I didn't mind the idea of dying after exacting my revenge. Before that time came, I continued spreading opium in order to ruin as many people as possible. I mean, Jesus. Look, I understand taking revenge on our family, but don't take revenge on the whole population, dude. Simmer down, Satan. My initial plan after entering the Nomiya household as a gardener was to observe the situation and take my time killing them all. But Spacey waltzed into my life and destroyed that plan. Thank God for me. I knew I had a younger sister. What I didn't know was that she'd snatched my heart the moment I first laid my eyes on her. I mean, are you surprised, though? I feel like he's like, what? I'm in love with my oh, well, I mean, it does run in my blood, so... Yes. This instinct itself is demonic proof. As someone who inherited that awful blood, I couldn't seem to avoid being attracted to my sister who shares the same scent as me. So I began to postpone the execution of my plan, little by little, all for the sake of being with my sister even for a while longer. I mean, it's disturbing, but it's kind of romantic. You know what I mean? Like, horrifying, but romantic. And I think that's the best part of it, is like, take out the sister thing. Like, oh, I was gonna murder these people who murdered my family, right? And then I met their daughter, and like, God, she's so beautiful, and that's why I didn't take... You're like, oh. Then you throw the siblings thing in, and you're like, oh. But it's still, but... And it's very confusing, because you're like, it's so touching and beautiful, but we're siblings. That's a little fucking gross. Wait. I love it. It makes you feel warm and fuzzy on the inside while also feeling so dirty you need to scrub your flesh off. Like, bravo, game. I love it. About the day to carry out my plan, my resolve came. I decided to execute my plot on the day of her birthday party, because I knew it was going to be the very day another man would take my beloved sister away. So yes, I made the decision out of jealousy. I thought I'd destroy everything before my sister married another man. I actually kind of love this, like, addition to it, now knowing a little bit more. But then, Spacey confessed to me. What
On impulse, I decided to cancel my plans.
I told you that's why I was talking to Saburo. I mean, it was pretty obvious when nobody died.
I ran as fast as my legs could carry me to inform Saburo, who had been preparing to do the deed, to alert him before he killed that man.
Well, they said when they let the brute, all the people were in and then our father was dead, we were like, but it doesn't seem like they killed him. I don't know if we knew it was Saburo, assumed, or just didn't pay attention to that detail and whatever, but, okay.
Before he let the brutes break into the manor. Because I knew that once the plan of my revenge started, I wouldn't be able to stop myself. Spacey liked me. She felt the same way I did toward her. Alas, I must have inherited the very genes that I detest. I tried to fight the urge to make my sister mine right away, and through painstaking effort, turned her down. I should have continued with my revenge plot. But regret came nagging at me time and time again. But the desire to seek revenge that I'd nurtured and grown in me began to wane as a result of my sister's confession. It was foolish, really. Spacey's feelings for me were earnest. For my sake, she left the manor to work as a waitress to prove to me that we weren't separated by the wall called social status. Her admirable courage broke my resolve.
How sweet. He was trying so hard to fight the urge to put his dick in me, and yet I broke down those walls and made him do I mean, okay, let's be fair. We have not had a I'm dating my brother route before, really. Okay, ooh, is always those, it's your brother. No, but he's not really your brother. We've had those, so like, whatever. But like, so I can't really say that this is the best I get to fuck my brother route that we've ever had, but it is. It's the only one we've really ever had, so it's technically the best. But I just love the way they're doing this. It's like, goddamn game, high five with the shit. This is great. This whole game is amazing.
But who am I kidding? My resolve broke because I was already at my limit. Whenever I didn't know what to do anymore, I'd go to the red light district to enjoy the company of prostitutes who looked even the slightest bit like my sister.
I feel like Mizuhito might have been seeing those same women. Oh god.
I never thought my demon blood would thirst so badly for someone who also has the same thing coursing through their veins. My instinct was a frightening and cursed force to reckon with. Perhaps the blood affected not just the people that I knew. Demon blood commits cunning crimes and gets purified without being judged. At that time, I justified my emotions by telling myself that. My reason being that in order to avoid prolonging this abominable blood's life, it would be best for my sister and I to be together instead of having children of our own. Maybe I no longer have the ability to have children. After being slashed by that man's sword, I spent days wandering the boundary of life and death with my consciousness lost to a high fever. And that period may have robbed me of my fertility. That's the only thing I can thank that bloodthirsty homicide for.
I don't think that's how it works.
I look down and realize my cup is empty. I must have finished my tea during my vague reminiscing of the past. Well, I should probably go home.
You know what's going to be fun, though? Okay, imagine the future. Where, like, we do end up pregnant, and the Majima's like, fuck, and we have kids. Oh my god, we have twins. We have a boy and a girl, and he's like... And then they start looking at each other weird, and we're like, sweetie, I think our kids might be a little too close. And he's like, okay, sweet, I gotta sit you down and tell you. Okay, I know we've been together for, like, 15 years. There's something I need to tell you. So, like... and then he has to have this conversation, like... So, yeah, that's kind of natural. It runs in the family. Did you know your mother and my mother were the same people, and my mother and father were siblings, so I'm your brother cousin, and that's probably why our kids want to fuck. And then she's gonna be like, that probably explains why I always thought Mizuhito was kind of attractive, even... Yeah. He was our half-brother. Huh. Even though she doesn't know right now that Mizuhito's not her half-brother. She thinks he is. You know? So it's like, oh! Yeah, you know, that makes sense. Anyway... Just imagine this. Oh, dear Lord.
The Japanese army in Manchuria is making a huge profit by conspiring with a man who's known on the surface as a figure in private news agency. Behind the scenes, however, the man's someone who...
Oops, I hit the wrong button. Wait. But if I hit the button, it's gonna...
Behind the scenes, however, the man's someone who's... does opium trafficking, and is referred to as the Opium King. I was the one who connected that man, the very person who has the rights to the opium trafficking in Shanghai, with the underground organization. I still give instructions to the organization even today while I'm in Japan.
Okay, so he's not the Opium King. He's like the Opium Prince, I guess. Still, I thought he was a little higher up. Okay.
Things will surely dissolve into war. There are no bounds to human foolishness. If China and Japan get caught up in the war, traders must change their methods of doing business and where. That's exactly the reason I have to go to Manchuria soon. But I don't want to think about it now if I can help it. I just want to enjoy every second of happiness with my beloved Spacey, who's waiting for me at home. As our house comes into sight, warmth swells up in my heart. Yes, well, that's my home. The place where Spacey's waiting for me. The place where I should come home to.
Yoshiki, welcome home.
Thank you. I'm home. As soon as I make it inside, Spacey pounces on and hugs me.
Aww.
It's been several years since we got together, and that's enough time for her to lose her ladylike manner of speaking. Although it does turn up sometimes.
Aren't you early? I thought you said you were going to eat out.
I did. If you haven't eaten, I can eat again with you, Spacey.
Are you sure? You don't have to force yourself, Yoshiki. So I know by this point we should be, but it's like I'm one of those people as I play like Tears of Themis, right? Can we please stop calling them Dr. Richter and Mr. Wing? We're basically fucking these men. Stop it. It's weird. And now I'm like, it's really weird to call him by his first name. It's just because it's like all of a sudden we started calling him Kiyoshi. We're like, we gotta get used to that now. The man's got 6 names. So yeah, calling him by his last name, but it's just so funny because you're like, no, that's just your name now. That's it. You're like Cher. You're just Majima. You can never win with me, I guess.
I make her call me by my false name, Yoshiki. My real name's Kiyoshi, but it's a name I barely even associate with myself anymore. Besides, I was revived and parted from the dark world from the moment I met her as Yoshiki Majima. So yes, strictly speaking, I am Yoshiki. You're right. On second thought, I think I'd prefer to have something other than dinner.
Oh! Huh? Hey, what are you doing? Something other than dinner. Yes, please, thank you! We need this! Oh, look, she's so pretty. Aww. I love it because it looks like her hair is almost like it's got like the braid down the side, but it's not. It's like just on one side. Like it just looks so pretty. I like it. Anyway,
she's standing in the kitchen, and I hug her from behind.
Let's not, Yoshiki. No, let's! Don't you dare, girl! Don't ruin this for us!
You don't want to.
It's not that I don't want to, but
Daisy's ears are red. That's been so long already, and yet her reactions are just as precious as they were in the beginning. You're so shy, Spacey.
I am not. It's your fault for acting like this out of the blue, Yoshiki.
I don't hate the way you react, though. That's cute.
Sheesh, stop it. You're starting to sound like my brother.
Ladies who say such things get punished, don't they?
What? Ah, no! Don't tickle me!
As punishment for having reminded me of my unpleasant memories, I tickle her with all my might. She laughs, writhing to try to escape my hands. Sometimes she mentions that household without meaning any harm. Each time she does that, my heart clouds with ugly feelings. When I can't tell her not to talk about it ever again. I loathe it. To her, however, it's an important place where she was born and raised. So as much as I can't tell her why I abhor that household, I can't ask her to forget about it either.
You're so mean, Yoshiki. Look at my hair. It's ruined.
Really? I think it still looks wonderful on you.
But,
To silence her from saying anything more, I cut her off with my lips.
Okay, girl, do not say no to this man. We need a sex scene here. Okay? You can't deny us. You've given us sex scenes with everybody else. We kind of sort of got a little bit of one with our girlfriend. It was more like, a tangle of pale limbs, and then that was it. But you can't do that with Majima, okay? You can't.
I'll fix your hair later.
You're right. You're surprisingly good at it.
I just love touching her hair is all. I think I understand now how the young master must have felt.
Yeah, brother's got things for her hair.
I pull Spacey closer to me with one hand and play with her hair with the other. At first, she's trying to get away from my hold. Eventually, she grows quiet and her eyes glaze over. A soft and sweet scent rises from the nape of Spacey's neck. I'm sure she can smell the same scent wafting from me. Do you miss that house? Have you come to the point where you want to go back there?
It's not. It was the one who asked you to take me away.
Well, it's true. She did tell me she wouldn't return to that house. She even went as far as to be silly and said she'd rather enter the nunnery instead. You know, I can never win against you. I never have, and I don't think I ever will.
Oh, Shiki.
I hug her tightly in my arms and place my lips on her white neck. I suck on the skin there strongly enough to leave a mark. Like a branding iron on a sinner.
We just don't know that we're sinning. He does, though.
So that she doesn't run away from me. You're so adorable, Spacey. My lady.
Oh, damn. Look at that kiss.
Spacey opens her tender arms wide. I gladly dive into her embrace, burying my face in her bosom. You are a sweet, sweet poisonous blossom. I'm sure that's who I am to you. 2 chains of sin, tangled forever. The chains of sweet sin.
Is that how it's gonna end? We don't actually get, we just have to know it's happening. I'm a little disappointed in that. You know? I mean, I think it's because, in all technicality, I mean, I love it. Don't get me wrong. Ooh, we unlocked an extra story. Ooh, maybe this game is the one with extras. We have 3 of the. Okay, wait. Final chapter. When did we get our birthday one? Maybe we get the other one. We undo the bad endings. We won't do those now. So, okay, we're gonna do the bad endings in the next part, obviously. And we'll see how long those take. We would still do have to do the voice acting and stuff like that, but we might end up with, yeah, there are so many Majima CGs missing. These are probably from the bad ending. One bad ending and another one. We're missing so many. But here's the thing. We'll do the bad endings next time. And I really do wish that every game needs to have the button click so you can page through the things without having to go back. It takes me out of the CGs, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, we'll do the bad endings next time. We'll see how long that goes. Probably not gonna be too long. Maybe we'll try to do one of those other sides, those little extras or something. Maybe we'll make it an extra part. Because I thought the next part was going to be the end of the game, but we'll see. Because I don't think, well, one of them, the save file, we do have. No, actually, we don't. Well, yeah, we do. Save file 1 has a lot of. Oh, Tragic End 1 has a lot of choices. There's going to be a lot of skipping back through the stuff we've already kind of done. You know what I mean? So that might take a little longer. I don't think it'll take too long because most of it's going to be skipping. But yeah, so we'll do the bad endings next time. We'll see kind of how long that goes. If it's really short, if it's under 30 minutes, then maybe we'll read one of those other little side story type things, or we'll do a part with that. You know what I mean? So I'll squeak out a little bit more of this because I was not expecting this to end as soon as it did. I was not expecting the next part to be the last part. So, and as I'm sure everyone's already seen, I already put the poll up a long time ago because I was going to put it up when I said, oh, it'll be up, and I had to put it up over a week in advance. Because if I waited till when I told you guys, like, oh, hey, it's going to be up, then I would be behind because this will end and I will not, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't like recording and being like, fuck, I need to record something because I don't have enough stuff to go up, because Sundays are when I upload for the week. So if I put the poll up on, I think it was a Saturday when I told you guys second part of Majima's route, I wouldn't have enough stuff to post this week. Like, I wouldn't have anything because we wouldn't have a game, and I'd be like, fuck. So I am sorry about that, but like the one time I tried to be like, oh, hey, I'm going to let you guys know right now in the middle of playing that there's a poll, and it was like, never mind, it went up a week and a half ago because I put it up early. So hopefully you voted in that, and I'm sorry, but it is what it is. We look so cute with our little short hair. But it does make her look younger. I like the hair we had at the end here. You know what I mean? I'm not sure how I 100. This one's pretty. This is pretty. I'm not 100% how I feel. I don't mind the fact that I obviously did not have problem with banging our brother. I'm a little upset that they gave everyone the little spicy, steamy, and the afterglow kind of thing, and we didn't get that with Majima. I'm kind of disappointed about that. You know what I mean? Because they gave it to you with everybody. Like this. This is a beautiful scene. It's mostly her, but like her hair is just so pretty here. Her face in that one's a little weird, but you know. But like this one's cute too. Her face looks a little flat, but that's only because her nose is behind his. But like, look at that. Look at that loveliness. We'll stop on this one. But anyway, I don't like the fact that they didn't give Majima the little steaminess. It was kind of just like this and then it ends, and it was like, I mean, even Kyoko got a little bit more for a quote-unquote platonic route. I mean, our tangle of limbs falling on the bed. I mean, you knew what was going to happen. They didn't give you the, like, whatever, but they didn't give you any of that in Majima's round. And I feel like there's no point in all the other ones you can tell. This is where the porn shit was cut. Majima's didn't have that at all, and I'm kind of slightly disappointed. Like, excuse me, what the frick? If you're gonna give us the spice, give me the super spice. You know what I mean? Ham it up. I want my mouth to burn with this, you know? So I'm a little disappointed in that. I'm also a little disappointed that his route was so fast, but it kind of makes sense. Like, I can't really blame them because dragging it out and stuff like that, like, what were you really gonna do? Could they have fluffed it a little bit? Like, maybe adding a little bit more when we're together, or if he told us we were siblings type of thing? Sure. Again, though, I can kind of understand why they didn't, because then we'd be going through the same emotions and thought processes and everything that we did in Mizuhito's route. So we don't really need to rehash that and do it again. You know, if you want to make every route seem, you know, different and unique, then we don't need to go through the same things. So him not telling us is kind of interesting, an interesting twist. I'm not mad about that. I do wish maybe, I don't know how they could have made it a little bit longer and given us more, but I do kind of wish there was a little bit more, but it is what it is, and I'm not, like, disappointed in it, like, well, God, his route was missing so much, aside from the sexy shit. Where the hell was that? Disappointed about that, but overall still good, and you still, you know, got everything you needed to know. And I like the fact that this final chapter was kind of like his perspective, and like giving you a little bit more, like tying up the loose ends of what actually happened to him and like what our father did and all of that kind of a thing. Just, you know, just a little bow on it, you know. I mean, we kind of suspected, but yeah, so that was nice. But yeah, I mean, overall, like 10 out of 10. This game's amazing. I would say 9.5 out of 10 just because you gave us the brother route, but you didn't give me the sauce that goes with it. Like, what the frick? Come on. Spice it up. Like, where's that? I'm a little disappointed about that. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm a little sad. But anyway, it is what it is, and it's slightly disappointing, but, you know, and I don't know. I think I could like it either way. You know what I mean? Like, if we knew he was our brother, like, ooh, but we don't, and he does. And I mean, there's good and bad things about both of them. You know what I mean? So I don't really have a preference. Like, I can't say, oh no, he absolutely should have told us because that makes it dirtier. It does. But again, we already went through like the taboo kind ofness in Mizuhito's route, so if we don't know in this one, it doesn't make it any less taboo. She just doesn't know that it is, but he knows. And then that little secret is like, oh, that's a little dirty and wrong too. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, either way, it would have worked out if he had told her, or in this case, he didn't. I don't know. I still like it. And it still does not stop the fact that the game is hammering into your head. They are siblings. She might not know, but she fucking her brother. And we handled it like a champ. I don't know if the rest of you are curled up in a ball crying because you can't handle it, but I had a great time, and I'm only a little mad that they didn't drag out the brother route a little bit more, because they could have dragged it a little bit more and have a little bit more spice in it to just make it even more inappropriate, you know? And maybe that's why they toned it down, and they were like, let's not get the sexy scenes. I mean, you gotta know they're married, it's happening, but let's not give the porn scenes for this one, because, you know, that might squick people out. But, like, nah, go fall. Balls out, game. You got half your balls out. I need all of them out, okay? Like, you kind of like, you know, I thought you were going balls out with the brother route, and I'm proud about that, but you could have gone further. You know, you put your balls away a little too soon. Anyway, we will do his bad endings, in the next part, and then we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll do those extras, those little extra scenes. Either we'll start them in the next part as well, or we'll go do them fully in another part. So we'll probably have at least 2 more parts of this, which is good, because that'll give us a little bit more of a buffer. And I'd say if you haven't voted in the poll, it's probably too fucking late now, because at this point, I've already started recording our next game, because, you know, that's got to go up in like 4 days, so. So, I'm sorry about that still. It drives me crazy. I tried to be on the ball with it. Like, I'm going to tell you as soon as we start Majima's route, there's a poll, and yeah, I'll put it out. And then I was like, never mind. This route, the game's done. What the shit? So, sorry. But yeah. Anyway, I'm curious because I just put the poll up today. So I'm like finally almost 2 weeks ahead now. And this is like amazing. Like actually a little over with everything. And I haven't been this ahead in a long time. But I'm trying to do the best I can to stay 2 weeks ahead or more. Because 2 weeks is like, I'm 2 weeks ahead. Fuck, I'm only like a week ahead. And like, I used to be like 4 to 5 weeks ahead. I would have stuff planned, so if something happened, I'm like, it's fine. I got 3 weeks worth of content recorded. Like, I used to be so far ahead. This is the furthest ahead I've been in like a year. Like, shit. So, but yeah. So, I don't know what we're playing next. I'm curious what you guys are going to pick. Because I'm sure you've seen the poll in one place or another. So, curious how that's going to turn out. But anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.